Listen, before we even think about clowning a grown, near 40-year-old man for literally sprinting away from Pinocchio on a live stream, we need to brace ourselves because Drake fans, they're gonna be absolutely unbearable today. So do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe because we're gonna need every ounce of support to survive the madness that just unfolded. Yes, we're talking about episode 2 of Drake's bizarre Iceman saga, the rollout that no one asked for, but somehow we all can't look away from. And honestly, I don't even know how Aubrey managed to pull this off. Somehow, he took an already cringe-worthy live stream and doubled down on the weirdness, from corny skits and out-of-place disses to confusing symbolism and awkward moments. Everything was a downgrade, except for one thing, the comedy. Because seeing one of the biggest names in music turn into a walking meme, that's just entertainment at its finest. Let's not sugarcoat this. Drake has been spiraling for over a year now. The Kendrick Lamar beef exposed cracks in his armor, and the music, well, it hasn't exactly helped. So what did he and his team come up with? What master plan did OVO cook in the war room? Apparently, getting chased by Pinocchio. Yeah, let that sink in. Drake, the Drake, is now starring in his own low-budget fairy tale, running from a puppet on livestream like it's some avant-garde art project. But here's the twist. Pinocchio isn't just a gimmick, it's symbolism. Deep symbolism, if we're to believe that's what Drake was going for. Because that puppet represents something much darker. And no, I'm not exaggerating. Let's really break this down. Drake is using the character of Pinocchio, nose and all, as a jab at Kendrick Lamar. The idea is that Kendrick has been lying on his name. So every time Pinocchio's nose grows, it's meant to reflect the lies Kendrick supposedly told during their lyrical war. But here's where it gets messy, and I mean messy. Because if you know anything about the real Pinocchio story, you know that it's not just about a lying puppet. It's about a young boy who gets kidnapped by a creep who preys on children. That's not my spin, that's straight out of the original lore. So the fact that Drake used that character to send a message, either he didn't do his homework or he just made one of the most unintentionally disturbing artistic choices in recent memory. Now here's the wild part. While Drake fans are losing their minds over this rollout, analyzing every frame like it's high art, they're missing something important. This whole thing isn't clever. It's not calculated genius. It's the desperate last gasp of a superstar who used to lead the culture, now chasing trends and hiding behind theater props. And let's not forget, Kendrick Lamar is out here dropping Pulitzer-worthy albums, literal masterpieces with layered narratives, complex characters, and generational impact. Kendrick raps from different perspectives. He tackles trauma, politics, identity, and he does it with elegance and clarity. That's why he's won awards in spaces rappers don't even get nominated in. Meanwhile, Drake's got costume parties, running from imaginary lies like it's a children's play. And while his fans are eating it up, starving for anything remotely creative after the dry spell of the last year, it's almost sad. They've been so artistically malnourished that even this circus act looks like a feast. But let's talk about the real kicker here. Drake isn't just making fun of Kendrick's words anymore, he's back to mocking his height. Yeah, after all the lyrical wars, all the drama, all the chess moves, we're now back to short jokes. Is that really where we are? And it gets worse, because when you watch that video of Drake running from Pinocchio, when you see how seriously the team took it, full production, cinematic angles, slow-mo scenes, you start to realize this wasn't satire. This was his actual rollout strategy. This is what Drake came up with when the pressure was at an all-time high. This is how he chose to answer Kendrick Lamar. And the irony is in trying to portray Kendrick as a liar, someone whose words can't be trusted, Drake ended up turning himself into the punchline. Because no matter how far or how fast he runs in that live stream, the lies he's trying to outrun, they're still chasing him. The image of Drake, a grown man, a cultural icon, being hunted by a puppet whose nose grows every time a lie is told, it's almost poetic, but not in the way he intended. It's like watching a king try to defend his crown by juggling rubber chickens. It's laughable. It's tragic. It's kind of genius in how bad it is. So yeah, we'll get into the music, the snippets, the art, the supposed concept behind Iceman. But make no mistake, this whole thing isn't a clever metaphor. It's a meltdown in real time. And honestly, I can't look away.
And here's the wild part. Those lies that Drake thinks he's running from, they're catching up. slowly but surely, they are right on his heels. And if this Pinocchio rollout is any sign of what's coming, it's not going to be pretty. Let's be real, this feels just like that mess of a moment we saw in The Heart Part 6, where Drake's need to always look unbothered, to never admit defeat, even for a second, ended up making him look worse. That same energy, it's all over Iceman Episode 2. A man so deep in his own image, he doesn't realize how badly it's unraveling. Now sure, Drake thought these little Kendrick Lamar disses were going to hit hard like he was building some kind of artistic manifesto, but in reality, it's one of the cringiest things we've ever witnessed from him. And that's saying a lot. Drake has done some questionable things over the years, moments that made the culture sigh, moments that made hip-hop veterans shake their heads. But this is different. This is baffling. Now let's talk about what else went down in this bizarre live stream. Beyond the running, beyond the puppet chase, Drake tried to inject some aesthetic filler. Cinematic shots, moody lighting, vibes that feel like a Tumblr page from 2013, just to stretch the runtime. But once you cut through the fluff, the whole thing came down to two big moments. Drake played a new solo song, and then he brought out his first official featured artist for this Iceman era. Enter Central Cee. Now, shout out to Central Cee, because in the middle of all this chaos, his solo preview low-key sounded like a gem. Compared to what Drake has been delivering, Cee's part was giving Illmatic energy. It was sharp, clean, almost like he wandered onto the wrong live stream and tried to make the best of it. But then, it happened. The collab dropped. The Drake x Central Cee track titled Which One landed right after the stream, and let's just say it fell flat, like embarrassingly flat. Somehow, Drake has once again managed to release what might be one of the worst singles of his career. This isn't your standard mid-Drake. This is bottom of the barrel Drake, the version of him that starts faking accents again. Yep, he's doing the UK drill thing again. Let's not sugarcoat it. Drake using a fake UK accent in 2025 is embarrassing. It doesn't sound cool. It doesn't sound authentic. It sounds like cosplay. And when paired with forgettable lyrics, weak energy, and zero chemistry between him and Cee, you've got a record that doesn't slap, it snoozes. Worse yet, it's not even entertainingly bad, like his last diss records. At least those had drama, tension, memes. This was just boring. Flat vocals, recycled flows, background beat that sounds like it was made for a sad club night in a ghost town. And for an artist chasing Michael Jackson's record for most #1 hits, for someone supposedly building a conceptual comeback album to answer Kendrick Lamar, this was the move? It's honestly mind-blowing, because instead of making something bold, Drake dropped a track that sounds like it was made by committee. No soul, no spark, just statistics and safe choices. It reeks of the same strategy Morgan Wallen's been using, building albums with calculators, not creativity. It's a playlist, not a project. Now let's be clear, if this song doesn't chart well, which based on early reactions, it probably won't, Drake's just gonna scrub it from the final album. That's what this has become. Not a rollout, but a test market. It ain't art, it's branding. And now, with this lukewarm collaboration dragging down the whole momentum, the Iceman album is starting to look more like Midman the Musical. What's sad is Drake still has his massive fan base hype, like full-on cult behavior. They're defending every misstep, every flop, every puppet chase like it's some kind of Shakespearean genius. But what they're really doing? They're enabling his downfall. Because once this weird magic trick stops working, it's over. In that moment, it's coming fast. Drake is clearly still obsessed with Kendrick Lamar. Every move is in response to him, and yet Kendrick is not even flinching. He's not responding, he's not chasing trends, he's making art. And when he went to the UK recently, he didn't try to pander with fake accents. He performed, he resonated, people connected. Meanwhile, Drake is over here playing hide and seek with wooden dolls. And for what? What is he actually trying to prove? That Kendrick is a liar? That his nose grows with every bar? That Drake is somehow the victim of fiction? It's giving desperation. So now I'm asking you, the real fans, the real heads, what do you think of this Iceman Episode 2 rollout? Is there something I missed? Something deeper? Or are we all witnessing the most bizarre, creatively bankrupt moment in modern rap history? And what about this new song? Is it just boring to you too? Or do you hear something I don't? Because from where I'm sitting, this ain't it. Let me know what other music you're checking out this week, because honestly, we need a palate cleanser. A big one. And if you're not already subscribed, hit that button. We've got more breakdowns coming soon, and you do not want to miss the next chapter in this strange little saga.